Hello and thank you for being here. This is your host, Positive Phil, with the Positive Phil Show. Are you ready to get positive? I'm glad you're here. This is a place where we interview thought leaders, entrepreneurs, people just making a difference, helping people. I had my neighbor on the show. She's 89, just because she brightens other people's day by being nice to them. That's it. I was a jerk to someone the other day. Oh my goodness, at the gym. I was so embarrassed. I said, don't give me a lecture like that, and he was just doing his job. I don't know what's going on. Come on, Positive Phil, pull in there. But I made it right. I apologized in front of 7 people. I was about to get on my hands and knees to apologize to this guy that was just doing his job. Made me feel great. I'm not always perfect, but at least I try to be. Today on the show, we have an entrepreneur, we have an author, so much more. These are just titles. A certified coach. His company, Ample Opportunity, does business coaching, leadership development, sales training. And I'll tell you something. Trust in yourself. I believe like all of us have this built-in compass to help us get to wherever we desire to go, right? Don't forget to trust that compass. Refer to it often. For with that trusting will come the strength to bear whatever life deals you. Perhaps you went down the wrong path. Remember when you were a little boy? Remember when you were a little girl? Those dreams and passions, find them, think about them, and relive them. Breathe life back into them. Make them happy. Make them happen, I should say. Make them happy. Be happy, make them happen. Only you can make the right things happen in your life. That's so true. I want to play a little clip of our conversation here with Cory Collins. We chat a little bit about networking. I catch myself on LinkedIn trying to get stuff. Like, I wonder if he can help me. I wonder if he can help me. Listen to this.
Networking, constantly networking and going into it with the mentality of finding people where I can add value to them as well as them adding value to me. So a lot of times with networking, I see that people go into it with not consciously, but more of a selfish mentality of, hey, I want to connect with this person because he can help me. I know he can help me because this is what he does this and he can show me how to do this. I don't go into it with that mentality. I'm looking for someone who's lacking in an area where I can potentially help them. And again, that attitude of giving. If I give to you and I know in return, if there's a situation where I need your help, you're going to give back. So that's what I do, network with people where there's a mutual beneficial relationship.
I love it. And I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I will introduce Cory Collins here in a few moments, I should say. You don't need anyone else to give your life direction was a text my mother sent me. You know what's right for you. It's true. Deep inside my heart, I do. I'm hesitant at times, and I'm fearful at times. But that's a natural feeling we all go through. What we need to remember is what means the most to us, and how to keep alive our hopes and dreams. Then with all the greatness that is within us, we go in a new direction, backed by our own faith, backed by our courage, with a heart filled with dreams. And remember that only you can make the right things happen in your life, right? That's it. Let's put our hands together for Cory Collins. He's a great guy. I hope to meet him face to face someday.
I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an author, I'm a speaker, coach, trainer, and I'm also certified with the John C. Maxwell team.
Now, tell me a little bit about John C. Maxwell. I know who he is, but perhaps for the listeners.
John, in a nutshell, he's the #1 leadership guru in the world. And that's just not a title. He's actually been recognized as that, and he's won awards. for being that. So I was able to join his team as a coach, trainer, and speaker, which certifies me to coach individuals, groups, businesses, and all those areas as far as leadership and personal development, professional growth, and things of that nature.
Now, when it comes to leadership, what is it is there one strength or one key attribute that you see in a lot of good leaders?
They have the ability to develop other leaders. So being a great leader isn't about having followers. It's about turning those followers into leaders as well. So that's the number one thing. And that's a big misconception. People think that, okay, I have a team or I have people who are following me, so I'm a leader. Well, yes, based on the title you are, but leadership is more of an action as opposed to just a title. So when you find yourself in a position where you're developing other people to step into leadership roles, then you're truly a leader.
I like it, Cory. All right, let's chat about being an entrepreneur. It's a whole different ball game. I mean, this is tough. You have to go out there and get people to like you, right? So they can sign you up to be a consultant or a workshop or for one of your seminars or for corporate training or for keynote speaking. So how do you like being an entrepreneur?
I love it. I mean, just the freedom that comes with it and the ability to have an impact on others. That's the most rewarding thing. It was never a financial thing for me. Obviously, you want to make money, but there are jobs where you can make, money, you can get promotions and move up to a higher position within the company. But my biggest thing has been being in a position to impact others.
How long have you had that passion?
All my life, I didn't realize it, but as a kid, I would always help out, my younger cousins, friends, neighbors, whenever I could. I just it was a rush that I got for helping others without expecting a reward. So if I would help someone do something and they would offer me money, I would say, oh no, I would always give it back to them because it was never about that. I would volunteer to coach, the youth basketball leagues and things like that. So I've always had that.
Where do you think that came from?
Honestly, I don't know. I would imagine I was born with it because I can't pinpoint a time where it came, but I think I saw my father doing that at an early age, and I didn't realize what it meant or the magnitude. But I would say he was the first person who I saw genuinely just being a giver and a helper, and my mom as well. And I think that just kind of stuck with me.
It's good being a giver, a helper. I remember saying a long time ago when I was little, watching commercials or TV or news, and a bad thing was on the news, and I said to my mom, "Look at all the bad stuff." She said, "Always look for the helper. There is always someone helping."
Absolutely.
So it's not always smiles and positivity, though, the entrepreneurial path, even though let's talk about the money. Sometimes it's not there. That can be stressful. Trying to get another client is stressful. How do you handle some of the stress that comes along with being an entrepreneur?
Focusing on a solution rather than a problem. And I rarely have stress. And I know that may sound crazy, but I just don't allow myself to get to that point because, well, it starts with an expectation, understanding that problems are going to come up. So knowing that, hey, it's not going to be smooth. If everyone can do it, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And there's a reason why only a small percentage of people are not only entrepreneurs, but are an even smaller percentage who are successful at it. So for me to be in that 1% or that 3%, whatever that number is, I say, well, if 95% of the people in the world aren't doing this or can't do this, why not? Well, it must be hard. So I go into it with the mentality of this is going to be one of the hardest things in my life. Just like if you want to be a professional athlete, everyone growing up, all the boys can play basketball or football, but only so many make it, right? So the same mentality with entrepreneurship. So understanding that it's going to be a journey, it's going to be difficult. And again, when I'm faced with those problems, not stressing over them, being solution oriented. Okay, so here's the problem. I'm going to spend 10% of my focus and energy on the problem. I'm going to spend 90% of it on finding a solution. A lot of people do it the other way around. They come across a problem and they spend 90% of their energy on the problem, worrying about it. No, that's not going to get you anywhere. So we have to figure out solutions. So connecting myself with people who've been there and done that. So I want to make sure that I'm always networking, have a Rolodex of individuals who I can reach out to. I want to find out about them. What have you been through? Tell me how you got to where you are. So when I face a challenge that they faced, I can reach out to them and say, hey, I know you've had this happen to you. What are some things you did to overcome it? So focusing my energy and attention on people who can actually help me get through it. Now, if I want, because all these scenarios someone has faced before. I'm not the first person to face this problem. And if other people have overcome it, then so can I. So I make sure that I'm in a position to connect with those people who can show me how to overcome it.
How big do you want to? How big do you grow? I mean, as a leadership coach and trainer, how big do you go? Just, I mean, there's not a lot of hours in the day. I mean, you just keep growing and growing your business. Is that the ultimate goal? Just more,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, it's always been about developing a team as well. I didn't go into entrepreneurship to be a solopreneur where I'm doing it all. So I want to be able to duplicate myself and have people in place where I can delegate responsibilities to. And that's how you truly grow a business.
Yeah, that's sometimes that's my problem. I have to do everything myself, or I feel I have to, and I'm not delegating enough of the responsibilities to people that want to help the business grow. How do you find some of those mentors? A lot of people think they just sit on LinkedIn and find these great connections, but how do you find those true people that truly care about, working together to achieve the success?
Networking, constantly networking and going into it with the mentality of finding people where I can add value to them as well as them adding value to me. So a lot of times with networking, I see that people go into it with not consciously, but more of a selfish mentality of, hey, I want to connect with this person because he can help me. I know he can help me because this is what he does this and he can show me how to do this. I don't go into it with that mentality. I'm looking for someone who's lacking in an area where I could potentially help them. And again, that attitude of giving. If I give to you and I know in return, if there's a situation where I need your help, you're going to give back. So that's what I do, network with people where there's a mutual beneficial relationship.
I like it. Are you happy doing this? It seems like you are. I feel some passion coming through the microphone from you.
Absolutely. I don't think I could be any happier.
I like it. It's good to be happy. Sometimes it's hard, though. It's hard to keep a smile on your face when you go, but it's not. I mean, my mom's like, just smile. Just smile, even when the world seems like it's crumbling down. Maybe just around me at times, or when I turn on the Yahoo or the news, it looks like, oh my goodness. But at the end of the day, it's good. It's great.
Absolutely.
Well, do you have a spiritual, or are you faith, or how do you have? A lot of people work on their health, their body. They go to the gym, and then for business, they know what blogs they listen to, podcasts they for their business. And then do you do anything for your spirit?
Definitely. For as far as the business and the podcast, I'm constantly plugged into people who I look up to. Obviously, John C. Maxwell, Brian Tracy is another guy. Les Brown, and the list goes on. So I have a number of mentors who obviously I'm in contact with and, face to face, but a lot of them I have never met. They've never met me, but I'm subscribed to their podcast and I receive their material and things of that nature. So constantly trying to improve myself. That's why I'm always able to continue to grow.
Now, Ample Opportunity is the name of your corporation. And how do we find you?
I am all over the internet. You can Google Ample Opportunity and you can connect with me, but I have one link where it'll connect you to all of my social media as well as email address and phone number if you need to reach out to me. That website is tinyurl.com/Cory Collins, and my name is Cory, no E. So tinyurl.com/Cory Collins. That's all of the social media. That's everything that you need to be able to follow me and get in touch with me.
Can you walk us through your typical day? I mean, let me ask you this. How many hours a week are you working your business?
It's 24/7, and because as a business owner, you have to get out of that mentality of it's 40 hours or 9 to 5 or 10 to 6 or whatever the case may be. So I'm always thinking about my business, and that's just the way this is the way I've always been as an entrepreneur. So I try not to put a number on it, but obviously some weeks are it's more than others. But my mentality is whatever it takes to get the job done, I'm willing to go the distance. And again, that's what separates an entrepreneur from an employee. An employee, 5 o'clock on Friday, hey, if I'm not done, maybe I can, finish this up on Monday. But Entrepreneur, there is no such thing as 5 o'clock on Friday unless there's an emergency.
You're right. I just don't even count anymore. Just keep going, keep digging in, keep trying. Do you meet with companies around your local area, and are you located in Florida, right?
Yes, I am in the Orlando area, and I have a number of clients in the Central Florida area. But with the way that we coach companies and individuals, it's actually nationwide. So we do Skype sessions and things of that nature. So we do have clients nationwide.
I like it. What makes you smile, Cory Collins?
Seeing someone else smiling, and knowing that I played a part in it, that's huge for me.
What are some of the things that you're looking to try to do in this world? If you could change one thing in this world, what would it be?
I would want to see more people have that mentality of helping others. I think that would make the world so much better. Not having the selfish, motives, but if there's something that you can do for your neighbor and vice versa, that just makes everyone's world so much easier. To me, it's a no-brainer, and I'm puzzled as to why more people don't have that mentality. So if I could make one change, that would be it.
Yeah, and it's a great change to make. I mean, the more you give, the more you receive. And I don't want to, I'm not trying to say I'm given to receive something, but, I put these little cards. I live in this retirement community, and I put these little not business cards. I just wrote my name. Hey, I live on the corner. If you need any help with anything, call me. I did that to, maybe 20 homes around my area, and not thinking that I'm getting something in return, right? But boy, the universe works that way.
It does.
And it just is foolish not to. And you don't have to give money. You can give your time. You can give a smile. I mean, it's amazing. My grandma used to say, and she still says it, a smile will bring you a million possibilities, or it could bring that person a million possibilities. So keep smiling.
I agree.
All right, Cory Collins. I like it, man. I like the fact that you made it on the Positive Phil Show. I will support you. Please support me, and we'll do this together.
Indeed.
All right, man. Keep smiling. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, you bet. Thanks a lot.
Bye, Cory.
Bye-bye.
There you go. Thank you for listening. Be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. Hope you learned something. I sure did.